All right, really quick. Just 2 days left to the election. A lot to cover, but what I do want to say is why elites run countries. So, countries meaning a lot of countries. But I'm gonna keep it specific to United States because this is where I live. This is my home, and it's election on Tuesday. There are reasons, guys, why elites run countries, or they are in a position to influence your life, whether you like it or not. You guys can go ahead and vote every 4 years, pat each other in the back, vote, vote, vote. Yeah, no, that's not really how any of this works. People usually have this illusion of democracy, freedom, blah, blah, blah. And then when you really break it down, and you're like, yeah, no, you're not as free as you think. Your financial debt, servitude, everything you have is most likely borrowed money, just out of thin air. Swipe, loan. That's not freedom, actually. Okay, it's not really freedom. Freedom is when you determine your own life yourself, and you're very much in control of that life. 90% of people in this country are not really in charge of their lives. Maybe more than 90%, actually. They are bound or tied to what? To their jobs. As soon as they lose that job, they're on edge. And as soon as they lose that job, they fall. Everything, boom, crash. Lose your home, can't pay rent, can't pay mortgage, medical, insurance, gone. Yeah, that's not freedom. Okay, so I know I drifted a little bit. Back to the point of why elites run countries. Okay, there are reasons why, because they see the big picture. Average people do not see the big picture. I covered this yesterday in my other video, how people do not care about things bigger than themselves or more than themselves. They only care about what happens to them, what's good for them, and that's it. Okay, yes. But elites don't think that way. Elites, of course, do stuff for their benefit and their generational benefit, but they look at big picture. That big picture necessarily doesn't mean they have everyone in mind, but they really know how to manipulate and control societies. And control, I don't want to get conspiratorial. This is not a conspiracy. They just know how to drive society in a way where they will be in charge. They really behind the scenes. It is the financial elites, the big banks, the big insurance companies, at least in the United States. This probably may not necessarily apply to other countries, but to some extent it does, but not specific those things. Insurance companies, financial firms, they are the ones, and it doesn't really matter, guys, who becomes president. They will, and they don't really care too. Maybe some individuals care, but they really usually do not care who the hell the president becomes. They might personally favor one person over the other, but they will be like, okay, whoever, but they're both in our benefit, so we will just work with whoever, I guess, average people vote for. The solution for this is not easy, but the biggest one is to be involved in politics, to be very much aware. That takes time, that takes effort, that takes a lot of understanding, comprehension, which a lot of people don't want to do. So they just come out every 4 years, vote for predetermined candidates that they really do not really understand or know. They just hear things, my friend, my family, okay, vote, that's it, 4 years. And the elites, that's what they want. They want you to kind of vote, entertainment, and then get the hell out of here. Well, not get the hell out of here, but get back to your life, get back to work. Okay, shut your mouth, get back to work, do what you're told. That's it. That's what average people do. Elites, they're like, we manage now. Okay, we have always been managing. Your job is to vote and celebrate, pat each other in the back, and go back to your pathetic life. That's it. That is the reality. I know it sounds not good, and it's not. A lot of people do not put in the work, the effort to really understand, to be involved, to care. There are some that do, but they're very few. There are very few of us. I always cared about a lot of things. I always wanted to understand why things are the way they are, whether it's foreign policy, whether it's economy, and the more I looked into it for years, the more depressing it gets, and how average people are so disconnected. I see people very much involved in their local politics. So when it comes to like their city council, state, yes, I see good stuff there. But when it comes to like national politics, it's not looking good. And it doesn't really matter. Some policies don't even change that much. They just transitory. So they just transition into the new administration. There might be some stuff that does change, depending on the political standing of the candidate, but other than that, elites, no, they have a predetermined job for you. It's vote for whatever candidates that they put out there. And when I say they put out there, it's not like a bunch of guys are sitting in the room and just making the secret society decision making. Not really. It's mostly like, I don't know how to exactly put it in words, but they know the big picture. Okay, they are the ones that really drive a lot of stuff in this country. So, and by they, it's not a secret society, guys. It's the financial firms, the insurance firms, the energy companies. Those guys have connections, lobbies in Washington. Okay, they know people. They can outmaneuver. They can influence policies. They can make calls and say, hey buddy, remember your last election? We will see about your next one, okay? Because your next one is coming up. Yeah, you can bark and talk and say blah blah blah, but your real job is something you should know. Yeah, that pretty much. I mean, I'm just hypothetically creating a scene, but that's pretty much what they do. They have these guys, they know stuff about them. They give them money under political donations. Which is bizarre, right? How the hell is a politician getting money from this firm, that firm? Like, guys, this is common sense, okay? When somebody gives you money, they don't give you, when a financial bank gives you money, they don't give you money because they like your personality. It's because they want some kind of law, some kind of policy passed that's in their benefit. And they think, this is where the big picture comes in, right? So those guys, the elites, they think about 10 years from now, 20 years, because when Congress passes laws or acts, those stuff, that's not 1, 2, 3 years, guys. This is like 20, 30 years down the line, influence and effects that might negatively impact you, but positively impact them. They think that way. Average people think about today and tomorrow, my bills. You ask anyone, average person 10 years from now, they have no direction whatsoever. Elites, they don't think that way. They think 10, 20 years from now. Yeah, so that's it, guys. Vote. But just know that the big picture is not in your hands. It's not. All right, guys. Got to get to work out.